Okay, so we move to the back and you can see clearly that the Mazda BT50 has plenty of space. Gone are the days when the back seat of a pickup was a treacherous place to be in. So there's plenty of room and I cannot complain. This seat is set to my sitting position, 6'1". I am 6'1" at the back and I can tell you, I'm a big boy but I have a lot of space. It feels very comfortable. And even the cabin is wide, so 3 people can sit, 3 people abreast. The center tunnel is actually very low, so it's not intrusive. So the third person here in the middle can enjoy long drives in this particular vehicle. Headrest comes as standard again to prevent whiplash and also to provide extra comfort, which is important. But if you're only sitting 2 people, then you can retract this armrest to reveal 2 cup holders and you're able to do an armrest thing. So you're able to enjoy this particular BT50 quite easily. And I like the fact that the seats are wide and supportive. There is actually shoulder support even on the front seats. I forgot to mention that. There's actually a coat hook here that comes as standard. You can actually put a coat or whatever it is you want to hang in there. And of course you have airline style pockets to actually put your devices or your phone. Speaking about devices, you can actually charge your phone using this fast charge USB slot that's standard here on this particular vehicle, plus the AC vent so that you're able to also enjoy the dual zone climate control that's supplied in front, courtesy of the Mazda BT50. In terms of safety, of course, 3-point safety belts comes as standard across. You do have ISOFIX anchors for your child seat. Remember the child seat, this is the best place to place your child seat so that in case of a collision or rollover, the child is well protected from injury. And of course, 6 airbags, 2 at the front, 2 on the side, and of course, two that run on the curtain side to prevent injury from your head and thorax from you getting hurt. You also have easy entry and entry points. You can actually have a grab handle here, so in case he's driving like crazy, you're able to hang on and also get in and out quite easily. The doors open 60% wide, so it's also very good, so you actually can get in very easily. So that's one of the things I do love about this Mazda BT50. Stylish, spacious, and of course has a lot of things going on. One thing I've also noticed that at the back you can actually see this live surround sound. There's speakers on the roof. How cool is that? So this car, the sound system, even the rear passengers get to enjoy the sound system of this Mazda BT50. So let's move to the back and have a look at the loading area of the Mazda BT50. So taking a look at the boot space, I can tell you there's plenty of space. As you can see here, it's got this vulcanized rubber that prevents rust and water from seeping into the load bay area. And of course, that protects your area from vulnerability from the weather, inclemental weather. Again, plenty of tie-down hooks to secure all your fastened stuff. As you can see here, there's actually an option of a 12-volt socket you can plug in and use one of your fridges. You can actually power something up with this particular socket. But the most important thing is the optional extra that you can have with the BT50. From this particular rooftop cover, actually prevents prying eyes from getting in. It's lockable, so you can actually prevent people from stealing stuff. You can actually have a closed canopy or a tonneau cover to prevent the elements from getting into the load bay area. The most important thing is the depth of this particular load bay. It's wide enough, and of course, as you can see, the wheel wells are not intrusive, so you can actually carry quite a lot of things. The carrying capacity in this particular vehicle is 1 ton, but you can do 1.2 if you're stretching it too much, because suspension is more than able to handle the weight of this particular car. So it's time for us to feel the power of this Mazda BT50. Alright guys, after the walk around, we've seen what the car can do, the capabilities inside, of course the plush interior, plenty of technology, but the most important thing that I've always said, it's all about the performance. Now this particular segment is very competitive. You have the likes of the Ford Ranger, Isuzu D-Max, Nissan Navara, Mitsubishi L200 and many more, even the Chinese, the P400. Now, let's talk about this particular vehicle now. We do know that this particular vehicle is based on the Isuzu D-Max chassis. So it's been enhanced to give you more power, performance, and of course, flexibility and off-road capability. We start with the power. So up front, you do have a 3-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel that produces 140 kilowatts and 450 Newton meters of torque, which I put on sport mode now. Pulls effortlessly from as low as exactly 1700 RPM to 4500. So the band is very long and gives you that gradual approach. The one thing I do like about this particular engine is the gearbox. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic gearbox with a very quick shifting fuzzy logic brain. Now, the fuzzy logic brain or the control module allows this car to flex. So it senses that you want more power and it will adapt the gearbox base to you. So if you want more power, more grunt on tarmac, then it will hang on to the lower gears to give you that maximum oomph that you so require. And of course now the power is sent to the four wheels courtesy of that, and of course it's got a shift on the fly four-wheel drive system that allows you to explore the full potential of this car both on and off. Then we're going to find out later how good the capability of the BT50 is all about. Let's talk about safety, critical aspect in this segment, and of course Mazda BT50 have not been left behind. So a mix of active and passive safety features to ensure that you remain safe of the car. So for the active front, you do have anti-lock braking system with EBD, electronic brake force distribution. It allows you to employ full braking efficiency on all four wheels without any stress. And of course you do have stability control, which actually prevents you from having a rollover. It senses the car when it's getting out of shape or you're running out of talent, and you're able to get the car back into normal precision driving. And that just basically allows the car to brake individual wheels so that you're able to have good traction and not lose control. But in case all air brakes loose, then you can rely on 6 airbags that comes as standard in this particular vehicle, and of course a 5-star safety rating on this particular chassis, which actually allows impact energy to be dissipated away from the cabin to the harder parts of the chassis so that you and your family remain safe while in the BT50. So that's the need to know about the BT50. So it's got good performance, the chassis is good, it's flexible enough. But the biggest question is, how good is this car off-road? We're gonna just jump off the highway into the beaten tarmac and see whether this particular BT50 has what it takes to be your next 4x4 pickup. So guys, we've just stepped out of the tarmac onto the beaten track, and we're in a tea farm in Kiambu just to sample what the 4x4 capabilities of the BT50 are all about. Remember, it's a brand new version, a brand new model of the BT50, and of course it has enhanced features. So where do we start? We start with the chassis of the car. Now this particular chassis has been hardened to ensure that, number one, the ride compliance is fantastic, paired with the double wishbones suspension setup at the front, tapered leaf spring of the back, and telescopic shock absorbers all round. That ensures, number one, that the wheels are firmly planted both on and off-road. Number two, the passengers can enjoy a sublime ride while in this BT50. I'm in a very bad Maram segment. This is what would represent 70% of the driving roads in Kenya, and I can tell you it absorbs all imperfections quite well. Number two, the steering wheel, sharp and bereft. You can tell where the vehicle is pointing wherever you're turning, and of course just gives you that confidence when you're driving off-road. It's also power assisted, so anybody can drive it quite easily. Number three, the engine and the gearbox meeting. Now this 140 kilowatt engine is very nice, very torquey, and of course the gearbox, which is a 6-speed automatic, senses when you're driving off-road, so you just have to feather the throttle quite lightly and the vehicle will hang on to the gears quite well without straining the engine. So that's why we're able to have a very good conversation without straining the engine. Well, this is the perfect vehicle that you probably do a long adventure, go to the Amboseli and see Mount Kilimanjaro, or you can go to Nanyuki, or you can even decide, let me go to the border of Ethiopia on that beautiful road. You'll be able to enjoy it without any stress. And then the 4x4 capabilities. I love the suspension. Actually, the 235mm is actually very nice. You're able to literally drive this car without any stress. I'm in a very treacherous area, but it just, it's like a walkover, and that's the beauty of driving the BT50. So it's been enhanced to give you that off-road capability, making you that 4x4 expert. But it's time for us to see whether this car makes sense to you, whether it's going to be your next pickup. It's time for value for money. So guys, that has been the full review of the Mazda BT50, brand new for 2022. I can tell you, stylish, good looks, plenty of performance from the engine, capable 4x4 and chassis, and of course the bells on the inside just gives this car the je ne sais quoi we keep on talking about when it comes to Big Boy Trev. But the biggest question still remains, what is the value for money proposition of this Mazda BT50? We start with the price. Now this particular vehicle is sold and serviced by CMC Motors along Lusaka Road, and they actually quote the price at $70,600 take home, all inclusive drive the car. Also it comes with a 3-year 100,000 kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. Plus you can rely on CMC Motors' extensive network across the country to maintain this beautiful BT50. From Kisumu to Lodwar to Mombasa to Nyeri, you're able to take care of this car and enjoy the benefits of this zoom experience. But we do know that this particular vehicle exists in a space where there is competition. What are the key rivals in this segment? We have the Toyota Hilux, we have the Nissan Navara, we have the Ford Ranger, we also have the Chinese, the P400, and so many more. But the question is, which one would you pick? Would you pick this over the rivals? Send us your thoughts as seen on the social media handles below. We'll get back to you the feedback next week. So until next week, drive safe and be safe.